There we stepped ashore and drew water, and my company presently took their midday meal by the swift ships. Now, when we had tasted bread and wine, I took with me a herald and one of my company, and went to the famous dwelling of Aeolus. And I found him feasting with his wife and children. So we went in and sat by the pillars of the door on the threshold. And they all marveled and asked us, How hast thou come hither, Odysseus? What evil god assailed thee? Surely we sent thee on thy way with all diligence, that thou mightest get thee to thine own country and thy home, and whithersoever thou wouldest. Even so they said, but I spake among them, heavy at heart. My evil company hath been my bane, and sleep thereto remorseless. Come, my friends, do ye heal the harm, for yours is the power. So I spake, beseeching them in soft words, but they held their peace. And the father answered, saying, Get thee forth from the island straightway, thou that art the most reprobate of living men. Far be it from me to help or to further that man whom the blessed gods abhor. Get thee forth, for lo, thy coming marks thee hated by the deathless gods. Oh, okay. That was an unexpected reaction by Aeolus. I guess, okay, yeah, he's seeing the return of Odysseus as a omen, a sign from the gods that he is hated, and therefore anyone aiding and abetting him could potentially, I would assume, get, secondhand ricochet. And Odysseus, as we talked about yesterday, I'm not going to go on about that every single day, about him being an unreliable narrator, but a self-interested one, maybe, blaming it when he is talking to someone else. My evil company hath been my bane. My evil company. I'm assuming in that he's not saying every man in his company, but the evil company within his company hath been my bane, but still he's blaming it on someone else. I don't know. This is just me, but I think if you're a leader of men, regardless of their actions, you need to take responsibility for what they are. Learn, ask what they need. If they were really taken care of, would they be snooping around your treasure to begin with? Odysseus, I'm looking at you. Or do we just take this as being an ancient text and the good guys and the bad guys are easy to identify? Maybe a bit more of that. You'll have to excuse me. Having 2 daily podcasts, I'm beginning to forget which show I've said what on. So I apologize if I've made this comparison before. But ever since starting the Odyssey and breaking it down, I'm seeing Greek mythology everywhere. As I mentioned, I started reading The Fifth Head of Cerberus by Gene Wolfe. I'll probably be done with it by the time you hear this episode. But it was humorous to me that, as an aside, the person talking, the person telling the story in the first novella in that book was talking about his brother who wasn't paying attention to things in class or their tutoring, and instead was hiding a copy of the Odyssey and reading the Polyphemus episode. How fitting it was that I read that right after publishing all of the Polyphemus episodes. Okay, folks, sorry, this is going to be a short episode. Tornado sirens just started going off. Sorry about that. Join me here tomorrow. Hopefully I'm still here. I'll see you then. Okay, bye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.